Section number 1, what is a niche? So what is a niche? So a niche, by definition, is a specialized segment of the market for a particular kind of product or service, i.e., in this context, what is your channel actually about? So a good niche will have two primary components to it, and the first is interest. And then you need to consider there's interest of the creator, the person making the content, and then there's also the interest of the viewer, because if you, the creator, are not interested, well, then you're not going to keep making the content. And alternatively, if the viewer's not interested in your content, they're obviously not going to watch it. So interest is very important when picking your niche. Now, the other important element of picking a niche are the profits or profitability. So basically, how much money are you going to be able to make from this niche? And if you want to be a six-figure tuber, then of course you're going to have to pick a profitable niche. So what do I mean by that? Well, first, it should have a high CPM. So that offers you the ability to make a good sum of money just based on your average revenue alone, and then others. So these are going to be all the other ways that you can monetize your YouTube channel, and we will talk about that later in the course, so don't worry. But just for now, know that you want to pick a niche where you, the creator, are interested in making content, the viewer will be interested in watching it, and it will be profitable. And when you do, you will have success on YouTube. Example channels. So the first channel that I want to show you is Graham Stephan, and I'm going through a few examples because I just want to show you what I mean by a niche. So a niche, again, is the subject of the channel that you're creating. So for Graham, he talks about finance. For Marques Brownlee, he talks about tech, and Greg Doucette talks about fitness. So these are their particular lanes that each one creates content around. So now what I want to do is actually look at their YouTube channels so that you can see exactly the type of content that you're making and to better understand what exactly is a niche. Alright, so the first channel we have here is Graham Stephan. So as you can see, he makes videos about personal finance, about money, the economy, so the housing market, why millennials are about to go broke, why I canceled Robinhood. He talked about cryptocurrencies. So as we go through his channel, you're going to see that it's all money and finance related. All right, now let's move on to Marques Brownlee. So if we look at his channel, again, he's talking about technology. So we see Beats by Dre, he's talking about the iPhone, he's talking about Apple and the paradox of choice. He's talking about all the different, basically hottest tech items that are coming out these days. You're seeing even luxury tech vehicles, etc. Now let's finally move on to Greg Doucette. So as you can see with Greg Doucette, he's basically talking about fitness. So he's talking about weight loss. He's talking about prepping for a competition. He's talking about if people are actually lifting fake weights or not. But it all revolves around the fitness industry. So now you've seen 3 examples of some people, honestly, that are crushing it in their particular niches. And so now what we're going to do is go back into the core content of the course. But I just wanted you to see these 3 examples. Now, before we move on to the next section, I just want to ask you a quick question. When we were going through each of these YouTubers' YouTube channels, what did you notice? I'll give you a second. I'll give you one more second. Okay, so one thing that you should have noticed is that they created content all within a particular niche. You didn't see Marques talking about finance, you didn't see Graham talking about fitness, and you did not see Greg talking about tech or finance. The 3 men created content particularly for their target audience. Whatever niche they had selected, they continued to make content in that niche. And as you can see, they all had over 1 million subscribers. So there is some benefit, and there's really, truly something to picking a niche and then sticking to it. So now what I want to do is go over why it's important to pick a niche and pick one that not only you like, but also that's profitable. So why is it important? Well, first of all, when you're creating a particular niche, it gives you 3 primary benefits, and we're going to talk about those benefits right now. So first of all, when you pick a niche, it offers consistency because basically people are going to subscribe to you for 2 reasons. The first is your personality. So you're likable, you have great information, maybe very charismatic, etc. And then they're going to be subscribing to you for your content, which revolves around the niche that you decide to choose. So for Graham, he was making finance content. So obviously they may be like him as a person, but they're probably more interested in the actual information that he's there to share. So you want to continue to create more content and more content and more content in your particular niche. Now, just to stress how important this is, let me share with you an example. Let's say that you decided that you were making content around money, and then all of a sudden you decided, you know what, I'm going to now start making crafts on my channel. Well, for most people that are 35, 40 years old that want to learn about money, they probably don't want to learn about crafts. So that means that next video that you make about crafts and gluing a piece of paper to a stick, well, unfortunately, your viewers are not going to want to watch that. So that video is going to do poorly, and that's going to hurt your channel. So by creating consistent content around a particular subject matter, it's going to allow your viewers to enjoy your content more. You're going to be getting more regular views. You're going to be seeing your channel grow exponentially faster than if you didn't have a very direct and linear game plan to growing your channel. So this is the first reason why picking a particular niche that you like and that's profitable is very beneficial. Now, secondly, picking a particular niche actually positions you as an expert. You see, you don't have to be an expert in the niche that you decide to talk about when you just get started. Everyone needs to learn to be able to share information, but it does help if you have a little bit more information than the average person that's going to be watching your video. But as you start talking about your topic more, people will consider you an expert and come to you for advice. You'll have influence, you'll have expertise over time, because when you start making more videos, you'll have to do your research. And at this point, you're going to be self-educating yourself in that particular niche. So you may not be an expert right now is what I'm trying to say, but you can get to that point in the near future. Now, not to mention, when you're an expert, you'll have much greater leverage to be able to promote yourself, your products, and your services. For example, let's say you are talking about tech and you're giving tech reviews all the time. And you decide, you know what, now I'm going to actually work in affiliate marketing. Well, chances are people are going to trust you a lot more because they know you're an expert in tech. And because of this, they're going to be more willing to actually go through and buy the products or services that you're an affiliate for. And second of all, when you sell your own products, people are going to know, wow, this YouTuber knows what he or she is talking about. And because of this, they're going to be more willing to actually buy your products because they can and they know that the quality that they're going to get and the knowledge that you're going to share is definitely going to be worth the price tag. Now, finally, creating content in a particular niche sends positive signals to YouTube. So when you're creating content in the same niche time and time again, it's going to ensure that your viewers keep coming back for more and more and more, because for the most part, people, when they find something they truly like in a YouTube channel they enjoy, they come back time and time again. But as long as you're consistent with the actual content that you produce. Again, if you start talking about money or tech or fitness, and then all of a sudden you're making crafts on your channel, people are not going to want to watch that because they may not have been interested in that kind of subject in the first place. So just keep in mind that as you're starting to get recurring viewers all the time, you're getting more subscribers, this sends positive signals to YouTube that you have a channel that's actually worth something, that's providing value to others, and then you're going to help YouTube actually push your channel. That'll help you grow, that'll help you make more money, etc. And this is key to becoming a six-figure tuber.